Hi, Mike Neale. I'm currently the Systems Evaluation Director for Profit Resources. I've been in the financial technology and financial operations space for about 25 years. I came into the banking space after spending several years in software development and worked through various different community banks and financial technology organizations over the years in C-level roles, Chief Information Officer, Chief Operations Officer, and continue to work in that space now, helping organizations, banks, community banks improve their operational efficiency as well as profitability. So my Model-Netics journey is really, for me, it was an opportunity that I became aware of as I was working closely with a vendor who had implemented Model-Netics. That's where I first became aware of it. And I think I would say that, or I'd like to think that as I was starting into executive roles, I started getting some management opportunities, very small groups, less than 2 or 3 people that I was responsible for. And that worked fine. I think I had some basic leadership skills and management skills that got me by. But I took on a role as a CEO of a data processing company for banks, and that was my first role where I had subordinate managers. At that point, I began to realize I was having some challenges. Managing a subordinate versus managing a subordinate manager, in my mind, is substantially different, right, of what you're trying to accomplish. I became aware of Model-Netics through this vendor and took an introductory course in Model-Netics. And it really changed how I thought about organizations, how they work, and it truly gave me much more insight as to what was going on in front of me, and it helped me step up to that next level. That organization I think I had between 5 and 7 subordinate managers and a total company of about 30 people. That moved on, and frankly, the next role stepped up. I had 7 subordinate managers and 125 total span of control. And the things that Model-Netics allowed me to do and see and help communicate to my subordinate managers and keep us all on the same track, moving in the same direction, really was extraordinary. And it just changed the way I think about work and how companies work. But I also would say it's not limited to your work life, right? It affects your personal life, how you think about what's going on in your personal life as well. When I think about Model-Netics and I think about other management courses that I took over time, because as I was getting started, I was searching for tools. How do I get to be a better manager? What can I do? And I took several of those 2-day courses where you go off to a hotel somewhere and listen to instructors, and they give you all these great tools, and then you get back to the office and you go, what am I doing with this? Because it frequently didn't apply. It was overly complex, and it just was sort of a wash of information that wasn't necessarily organized in a way that was easy to apply. And I think for me, the difference with Model-Netics, probably the biggest piece for me, is really the mnemonic-based delivery of the system. It really formalizes a lot of thoughts around what occurs in various different businesses across industry. And it also, not only does it help you frame or reframe how you're thinking about what's going on in front of you, but it also helps you quickly recall what is the situation, what's the logical course of action, what are your next steps to problem resolution or improved operating results. And I think certainly it is helpful for burgeoning managers, but while some would say it's common sense, I think the longer you've been in management, probably you know these things, but it really does help you crystallize it. And frankly, when you implement it across an organization, it really does give you a lingua franca, a common language for managers to discuss situations and very quickly communicate and be on the same page as to where they need to take action to move the company forward.